Coffee break with me. Woo! Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dani, and that was the intro that I would do to all of my videos back in the day. We've been on YouTube for what, 7 or 8 years now, and I occasionally get the comment of, I miss your intro. So I thought I would do it for good times. Seriously? I just started. You want to say hello? Also, if you're new around here, I have a schnoodle. Her name is Sophia, and she is generally in the intro of every single one of my videos. Hi. What do you want? Why is the intro so important to you? Why is the intro so important that people say, see that you're here? Why is it so important that people see you? Do you like it? Do you like the attention? Anyway, you guys, today we're here with a Get Ready With Me. It's been like 17 years since we've done one, so I thought, during a pandemic, why not? But there is a very big disclaimer to this video. We have a full house right now, so if you hear fighting, screaming, biting, kicking, punching, vacuums, dishes, water, I don't know, etc., it's the full house. So if you guys have also been under lockdown, quarantine, aka self-inflicted prison, then you understand that constant noise that is occurring at all times. So I was like, you know what, Dani? Bite the bullet, film away, because there's always gonna be noise. And right now we're expecting torrential downpour as well, so that's just gonna add to the mix. It's gonna be very exciting, you guys, I promise. And I do wanna ask you guys a very huge favor. If you enjoyed your time here, if you like what you see, if you are having a good time, if I made you laugh, if you laughed at me, you will be doing me a very huge favor by hitting that subscribe button, becoming a part of this little panda community. I know Sophia would really appreciate it. It's very important for her. But if you want to see how I got this look, then all you gotta do is keep on watching. You need to chill. You need to stop. We haven't even started. It's not your cue yet. Stop. You're terrible. You're terrible. What do you want? Okay, come on. Okay, come. Come on. Vente pues. Vente. Okay. All right. Is this how you want to start the video? Just like this? You're gonna get ready with me too? Yeah? Go get your foundation. You're all natural. You just want some lip balm? Some lip balm? I love you. I love you. I love you, Sophie girl. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is get this hair out of the way. It's still crunchy because I have hairspray all over it. And your Sophie girl, I don't know if you guys can see her. She's around here and she is being so disruptive. This is a Get Ready With Me. I don't remember the last time I did one of these because I don't remember the last time I put on makeup. But today I was like, I kind of want to look cute. I put on my $12 Amazon shirt and we're gonna film a Get Ready With Me. The first product that I'm gonna go in with is the OLEHENRIKSEN Banana Bright Face Primer. I love this stuff. This is stuff to have on hand even when you don't wanna wear makeup. So after you do your skincare regimen, you go in with this. Man, I should have just done one side of my face first so you could see the difference. So you go in with this and it kind of just, I don't like to say blurring effect because I feel like a lot of brands misuse that or overuse it when it comes to priming products, but it really does blur it almost in a healthy glowy kind of way. So it gives you a healthy, smooth, glowy face appearance. So it's all over here, and then over here, you can tell I just right on that spot. But it almost does like almost like a smooth canvas look. It's comfortable too. It's not silicone-y. It doesn't have that slip to it. It feels almost like if you were putting on a gel moisturizer. But then it quickly gets absorbed and disappears into your face. I've been using it quite a long time now. That and the Milk Blur Stick is one of my favorites because I'm not wearing makeup, so it's like my fake makeup. I should do a fake makeup video, like my quarantine makeup. It's really just skincare, and then sometimes, rarely, do I go in with a primer. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go in with, I got my new stuff bucket over here. It's just stuff that I really want to repeat their use as much as I can so that I can kind of get the hang of it. I know a lot of you guys have reached out to me on Instagram and Twitter and asked if I could show you guys about the KOSAS Tinted Face Oil. Apparently there's like a learning curve to it. It is finicky. It doesn't really like playing with like sponges, beauty sponges, but it really boils down to how much coverage you want and how comfortable you feel putting makeup on. I know for me, my number one preference, or rather, my number one way of never putting on makeup, like my go-to that never happens, is using my fingers. I really despise using my fingers for base type products. However, this product works best with your hands. So anyway, let's give it a good shake. I'm bringing out my mirror so you will be able to see the mess on my desk. Real life, y'all. All right, so what's everyone up to? Is everyone still under quarantine? You know what? Someone pointed out something super important in one of my vlogs that I posted this morning. They said it's only quarantine if you have traveled, left the country, come back, whatever. It's stay-at-home order, or I forgot the other word she said, what it meant. So we're using inappropriate vernacular, which is actually correct. You're only supposed to be under quarantine if you were out of town, left, or whatever, for whatever reason. This is a very tricky product. You can tell it's kind of reminds me of, man, what was the name of that product from Maybelline? Dream, I think it was like Maybelline Dream Wonder. It came Magic Wonder. It had a rectangle glass bottle. I did a review on it on my channel. It was one of my very first reviews. Glass bottle. It was super tricky to find. Purple lid. I love that stuff. When they discontinued it, I was pretty bummed out. But it was a product that had tricky learning curve to it. So I know it wasn't everybody's favorite. I think when you're going to do something as fun as makeup, you got to make it easy to use as well, so that everyone enjoys it. If you make it tricky to use, or it's only for people that have like a background or education in makeup, it's not fun, you know, and you kind of lose it loses its fun factor, or its like appeal. You know what, guys? I think I just realized, I just solved the mystery. The reason I don't like using my hands when applying makeup is because my hands get dirty and then I have to go wash them. I've never been a fan of washing my hands often. And I think I got PTSD from going to culinary school where you had to wash your hands like every 5 seconds. My hands were so dry during those years of my life that now I'm like, ugh, washing my hands feels like such a chore. But guess what? Right now, washing your hands keeps you alive. So it's kind of important. Anyway, so this is a light coverage product. I would not consider it buildable because it doesn't really dry down and set dry. It doesn't completely dry. It has sort of like a hydration effect to it. So putting more on is not going to increase the coverage. It's just going to do a thicker layer. So it's almost like a CC cream or a BB cream, something that you would put on just to even out your skin tone, but definitely not a product that I would consider buildable. And I wanted to talk about it specifically in this video because you guys have asked me about it already. So I would not suggest using a beauty blender. I would not suggest using a brush. It's definitely a product that requires you to use your fingers or your hands. But that's what it looks like. It's a really good product for like daily use, or someone that doesn't really like too much coverage. If you already have pretty even skin tone and you don't necessarily need full coverage. Now I'm gonna go in with the KOSAS Super Creamy and Brightening Concealer. It's called the Revealer. Oh, and if you guys were wondering, I'm shade 4 in this one, and I'm shade 3.5 in this one. So this is a hydrating creamy concealer. I'm just gonna do a little bit. Since we're not doing heavy face makeup, we don't really wanna do all the, you know, triangles and dots and, oh my gosh. This quarantine has made me realize how much makeup we actually put on, and how long it actually takes me to get ready when I need to get ready. I was like, dang, poor Parker. Oh my gosh. Okay, Beauty Blender. I had to use the Sapphire just so it would match my outfit for you guys. You're welcome. Okay, I don't know what I want to talk to you guys about in this Get Ready With Me. I think that's the whole point of these Get Ready With Me is to catch you guys up. So Wesley had his cataract surgery, and I talked about it in the weekend vlog. So if you guys don't watch those, you totally have missed out the whole ordeal and adventure that has been. His cataract surgery went well, but he did have 2 complications, one in each eye, naturally. The first one was he got some fibrous tissue growing over his cornea in one eye, in his right eye. And then in his left eye, he got a corneal ulcer. So he was on like 8 different drops, different times throughout the day. The fibrous tissue that he got growing on his eye required 2 shots into his eyeball. So that was like a world of pain, but he handled it like a champ. And after he completed both treatments for the ulcer and the tissue over his eye, I mean, he is a new, it may not look like it, but he's a new dog. We're back to the good old jolly happy Wesley over there. Completely comatose. That's healthy, Wesley. One of the things that you really want to think about, consider, or work on when you're using these 2 products from KOSAS, I would say these are best suited for people with normal to dry skin because they are very hydrating, very emollient. And you want to work fast. Because me, for example, I have the mask from Jim Carrey's expressions. Like, my expressions are very dramatic. And so if I move my face around way too much while I'm getting ready, the product does settle into the fine lines. So you gotta work quickly, put it on your face, and then set it with a powder and just lock it in smooth. Otherwise, it will start to settle in your fine lines. You gotta reblend it out and then set it again. This product's actually nice. The KOSAS Tinted Face Oil is actually nice for, I would say, if you were going, this is like the sorest subject ever. If I was going on my honeymoon, right? Or I was going on vacation, it would be a really low maintenance product to just kind of blend out, bump out a little bit on my face, just to even things out, because I'm still gonna look dewy when I'm in like a tropical setting, right? So that kind of soured the mood, you guys, because we're most likely going to have to postpone our honeymoon. I know we'll probably for sure have to postpone the wedding. It's really no big deal, like the wedding, just because we weren't having a big wedding like most people. I had to have my car serviced yesterday. And the girl that helped me asked me if I was engaged. I guess she saw my ring. And I told her, yeah, we are. It's so exciting, whatever. She's like, me too. She's like, I actually had to postpone everything. And this was her first wedding. She was very excited. I mean, she had the works. She was going to do that beautiful like farmhouse type wedding. She had the works, everything ready, everything planned. And they had to move everything. And so I felt kind of like a little snot telling her, I was like, oh, it's no big deal. We're just going to the courthouse, you know. We could do that at any time. But for us, it was special because it was going to be for our anniversary. We already had the kids' shoes and dresses and little shirts and bow ties and everything ready to go. And you know, at this time, like when kids are kids, they grow so fast. So whatever we bought now, if we're gonna try and use it in August or September or October, whatever, we're gonna have to rebuy it. That stuff isn't gonna fit them anymore. But I think there is good that's coming out of all of this, where we're realizing as humans how much power we actually have, how connected we truly all are, you know, how much of a difference one person can make. So as sad, scary, troubling, unfair as it may feel some days, like with the whole honeymoon and wedding and stuff, I think ultimately, if we keep it in perspective, we realize how important life is, how fragile life is, how, you know, time is fleeting, and how the answer is in fact always to remain together, to remain positive, to help one another, that we are a lot more intertwined than we like to admit as humans. So anyway, that's my pontification on the pandemic for this vlog. I'm done talking about it. What else should we talk about, you guys? Guys, I feel so strange putting on makeup because I haven't done it in such a long time, but primarily because I feel like, did I forget? Did I forget how to do my makeup? I feel like I'm gonna totally mess up my brows right now. There's a high possibility that my brows are gonna look pretty busted in this Get Ready With Me. So if you're watching this for eyebrow tips, now's not the time, you guys. Guys, there is not enough coffee or Jesus for my brows today. All right. Something I have been loving. Since before this craziness where I decided to take a hardcore break from makeup, if you guys haven't tried these from e.l.f, let me tell you, you are missing out. The bite-sized eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f are worth the $3 they cost. I mean, I would pay probably $8 for them. They are so good. I ordered every single shade. One of them broke and I was like, don't even bother resending. I'm like that person that's like, the cost of shipping and all the packaging they're gonna waste for a $3 shadow. No, don't even replace it. If I go to Target at some point this year, when I'm liberated from my prison, I'll replace it. It was like the pumpkin shade one or whatever. But anyway, you guys, these are amazing. I think you guys will truly, truly, truly enjoy them. So if you guys have been like, oh man, you know, I'm kind of feeling a little, and this is how I feel with makeup right now. I feel like it's stale. Makeup is stale. It's been done over and over and over. We don't need another rainbow palette. You know, we don't need another rose toned palette or blush palette. Everything's been done, and I think it's been done good enough. We just need either something innovative or to refresh or re-promote really good oldies but goodies, you know? I'm feeling tired of so many releases, and it's time we take a real break, you know, a real good break on things like makeup, especially right now. I think this whole worldwide pandemic has made me realize how trivial some things are. And although it is a really good escape, I've told you guys a million times, the reason that I got into makeup in the first place was because I was in a yucky time and makeup really made me feel better. So I can relate to those of you that say, well, for me, makeup is a distraction, makeup is my yoga, makeup is therapeutic. That used to be my saying for everything. I'm like, makeup is my yoga. But now that I'm like, oh man, I feel like I have children that I need to protect and e-learning that I need to teach and stuff like that. I'm like, makeup is probably the last thing on my mind right now. I'm gonna go in with the Cream and Sugar palette and the lightest shade. And this is typically not the color that I would use as a brow bone highlight. You can tell it's not very illuminating, but it is the lightest shade in all of the palettes. So it'll have to do for now, but it is definitely not the lightest shade. So what I'm gonna do is I'll go in and I will set under my brows and use this color. And then I'll go in with one of the shimmery colors and just do a little bit of pop of highlight. My neighbor thought it was a good idea to cut his lawn right now, so that's what you hear. I think I'll go in with this color right here and just the lightest tap. And I'm gonna put that right at the peak of my arch. Right at the peak of my arch. Just a little tap. The littlest tap. Welcome to my face. I figured if we're gonna do eyeballs, I might as well be really close so you guys can see what I'm actually doing. So, can you see me? Am I out of frame? I brushed my hair out for you guys too. You're welcome. All right, I'm thinking we do a combo of rose water and Berry Bad. Bad girl. Combo of these two. These are the two we're gonna work with. And then I'm gonna take, let's start off with the smaller blending brush. We're doing something a little different right now, just a little different. Having some fun. What else are we gonna do? Where else do we gotta go? All right, so let's get in the crease. This will be our nice transition, but I think we got to blow it out really, really nicely. There's another color that I wanted to use, this like more pale mauvey shade right there, but this one caught my eye last minute. So we're gonna do that. A lot of you guys have been commenting on my weekend vlogs because I've been cooking a lot, and you get a really close-up shot of my engagement ring. I mentioned it briefly in a weekend vlog that I had updated the setting, but I never actually said, hey, here it is, this is what it looks like, this is why, and any of that stuff. Like, I didn't really cover it because I think when it was all happening was when this kind of started to blow up, this whole coronavirus thing started to blow up, and it just felt really stupid talking about it, you know? Like, I understand that people that turn to YouTube are looking for that escape, but it just felt like it was something super unimportant to be talking about, considering that there's so many people that are sick right now and there's just so much tragedy happening. Despite it bringing people closer together and we're seeing like the real genuine kindness in some people, I think it just felt wrong to be talking about. But a lot of you guys were like, hey girl, are you gonna tell us, like update us? What's the deal? What's the scoop? I think for me, what was most important to convey is the reason that I decided to update the setting. Now, I've told you guys this before, is I never anticipated getting married again. It wasn't part of my life plan. I didn't expect to meet somebody like Parker, you know? That was not in my plan. Would it be nice? Would it have been nice to dream about? Yeah, but I think after I was married and my marriage failed, it felt, I was being very pessimistic that I would actually find someone like Parker. Then we're gonna go in with that shade there, a bigger brush. And so it just wasn't on my radar. It wasn't something that I was planning for. I was dating because I'm social and I like to be out, and it was a way that I actually made a ton of friends, but I'd never anticipated to find somebody like him. So anyway, I didn't have an idea of an engagement ring. I didn't have a picture in my mind. Sam or nobody, like none of my girlfriends, you know, it wasn't something that we talked about because it wasn't something that I was ever planning for or shooting for. It was just a non-topic. There was no engagement ring topic. So when Parker surprised me and proposed on our vacation to Mexico, I was very excited, but at the same time, it was the perfect ring because he picked it, right? And I loved the setting. I loved the simplicity of it. I feel like he captured me and my essence in an engagement ring. So when we started to shop for bands, I ran into the issue that none of the bands fit with that setting of engagement ring. None of the bands matched up to it or looked good to me. With my personal preference, they didn't look. I didn't like the way that that engagement ring setting looked. So I told Parker, I was like, what if I just don't wear a wedding band? This seems like it's one of those engagement rings that just has to stand alone, you know, that doesn't need a wedding band. And he was like, well, is that even a thing? Like, do people do that? I was like, listen, this is our second marriage. We can do whatever the heck we want, you know? But I don't think he really liked that idea of me not having a wedding band. So one of those late night Instagram browsing, you know how it's weird, you're like talking about something or, I don't know, planning something out, and then all of a sudden you start to see ads on your Facebook or your Instagram and you're like, creepy. That kind of happened to me where I posted our engagement picture on Instagram, and then all of a sudden everything, all the ads that I was getting were about engagement rings, wedding bands, and venues and things like that. I'm gonna go back in with a small blending brush and then this deeper burgundy shade here. So all the ads were like wedding related, wedding ring related, and I screenshot a setting that I really, really liked. It felt like my essence again, just like the engagement ring that Parker picked. but it actually had a picture with the matching wedding band and I fell in love with it. So I showed it to him. He agreed. We had it made. And so when it was ready and we had to pick it up was when all of this started to blow up. I felt weird talking about it, but we have our wedding bands now, and I love the new setting. I'm gonna take maybe this like lavender shade, I'm trying to fill in the center. It seems like the center of my lid is like refusing color. Do you guys see that? It's like refusing to let color stick. I've been seeing a lot of really icy lilac eye looks recently, and I'm so in love with them. I just can't figure out how to do it on my own. So that's the story of the setting. Hi, Papa. Catiana, mi pulga. Oh, Catiana, esa pulguita. All right, y'all. That's as good as it's gonna get. Let me wipe off all that excess powder and fallout, and then we'll work on the lower lash line. You guys hear the little bell? The Topo is my senior Chihuahua, if you guys are new here, and he's 14, and he has the onset of dementia, heart disease, collapsed trachea, and so he gets lost sometimes, so we put a little jingle bell on him on his diaper so we can hear him wherever he is, and we'll call him and we'll hear the little bell. When I don't hear the bell, you guys, I get worried. All right, for the lower lash line, let's keep it simple, and I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade that we used. I'm gonna try not to choke. A small shader brush. And take your time so we don't make a mess. We worked so hard to get our face right that we don't want to ruin it with a very dark, dark shadow. Oh my gosh, you guys know what? I'm not a big, I don't tend to talk too much about like what I'm watching on Netflix and stuff like that because I'm scared you guys will judge me. For example, I really like 90 Day Fiancé. So I'll talk about it in my weekend vlogs, but like I try to keep it off Instagram and all my other socials as much as possible. But right now I'm watching 2 shows that I'm really liking. And for me to say that, it's been a hot minute since a show didn't disappoint me. I'm liking Wentworth, and I think you guys told me in a weekend vlog that I should watch it. I tried it and I really liked it. Parker doesn't like it, but I don't think he likes anything that's like law enforcement related. He avoids it, like hardcore avoids it. I think it just feels like he's at work, you know? So he doesn't like it. So if you're looking for something to watch with your man, I don't know if they would enjoy that. Wentworth is about a prison, a women's prison, and kind of like all the trials and tribulations that they go through when they're there. And then the other show that I'm really liking, I'm gonna go in with the lighter peach shade and then kind of just buff it underneath it. The other show that I'm really liking is Hunters, The Hunt, Hunted. I think it's called Hunters. It is so good. I wish I was watching it right now instead of doing this video, you guys, but I'm a responsible grown-up, so I'm getting my work done. But yeah, I wish I was watching that right now. I wish I could marathon that. When people talk about how like, oh, you know, I was watching Netflix for 6 hours a day, I'm like, oh, one could only dream. So I'm gonna jump off camera and do my lashes. You can take a break and go watch an episode of Hunters and tell me if you like it. It's on Amazon Prime Video. So I'll do my lashes, I'll come back and we'll finish the rest of this look. All right, you guys, big difference with mascara, huh? All right, now we're gonna go in with some bronzing or contour powder. You guys know my favorite. Hasn't changed in a couple years. I don't think it ever will. We're gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Bronze and Glow in the shade Fair Medium. I think that's just a nice way of saying just slightly tan. If you guys hear lots of voices, laughing and just a lot of socializing, it's because my next door neighbor is downstairs socializing with a couple of people, because you know, it's totally fine to do that right now. I'm not salty at all about it. So she actually asked me if I had any makeup, you know, like for my giveaways and stuff like that. She's like, oh, because I'm gonna go drop them off to some of my girlfriends to just tell them that we can get through this and we're all in this together, and, you know, put on some makeup to make you feel better, and you know, don't be sad. And I was like, I thought we were supposed to be going to people's houses. She's like, oh, I'm just gonna drop it off at the front door. And I was like, I'll see you, girl. So I was like, no, I actually, believe it or not, in the last, I would say year, did I get a text? In the last year, I've significantly fallen off a ton of PR lists. So I've been removed from a ton, and I think it's just because I've slowed down on all of my makeup posts, you know, and it's completely understandable. Definitely doesn't hurt my feelings, but I was like, I don't have like extensive makeup to be giving away right now. That's for my giveaways. Okay, now I'm gonna just kind of blur. Man, that bird really wants to be in our video, huh? You hear it? Just gonna blur where we went a little extra on the, it's been a while, you guys. Okay, it's been a while. I lost practice. If I walk out of this looking like a troll, you know why. Then we're gonna go in with 100% pure Pretty Naked, one of my favorite blushes ever, and it is from one of those green beauty non-toxic brands. Love this blush. It's one of the most gorgeous, everyday, my blush shade, but better. Really like it. Well, I mean, it's your blush shade, but better if you're a little pale like I am at this moment. And I'm just using MAC 127, except this is from a limited edition collection. That's why the handle's all shiny and special, but you could still find it. It just doesn't look turquoise. Okay, now we're gonna go super crazy on our highlight, because we're under quarantine, and if anything's gonna be glowing, it has to be us, because we're not outside with the illegal sunshine. No, I'm just kidding. Flower Shimmer and Strobe highlighting palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, the first one. I bet you guys missed this, didn't you? Did you? Did you miss the Rudolph? There it is. Welcome back. You've been missed. Of all my makeup application, of all my horrid makeup application, because I've always said it, I'm not professional, I don't know what I'm doing, I just know what I like on my face. Whether it's correct or not, it's probably not. But of all the things that I do wrong, this is the one thing that pisses people off the most. Like, they get outwardly really angry. Like, it really bothers them. And I'm like, you know, it's just a little glow. You look ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really like it. I like how it looks. I feel like it makes me look like a happy little light bulb, you know, a little Rudolphy, perhaps. But hey, you know what? If doing really heavy black eyeliner is your thing, do it. If you like really, really thin eyebrows, do it. You know what pisses me off? Soap eyebrows. Those soap feather eyebrows that look like your eyebrows got electrocuted in the upwards direction, that pisses me off, but I'm not leaving that comment on people's Instagram tutorials. I'm like, if you like it, it literally affects me in no way. Keep doing it, and I admire how confident you are in doing a trend that you really like. That's it. It doesn't affect me in any way, but this is probably not a trend that is a trend. Y'all, my neighbor is still out there. Can you believe it? I don't know if you guys can hear. Probably not, because it's really windy outside. But they're out there. They're like hanging out, having a good time. I'm like, what? If you don't believe in social distance, that's fine. But at least hide your crime inside your house. Okay, we're going to go in with one of these. I haven't decided which one yet. These are the ColourPop Sweetest Thing Lip Tint Duo. One is called Always Right, and the other one's called Feel Good. I think I'll try Feel Good first, just because it's the darker shade. What do you think? I think it kind of washes me out a little bit. Let's try this one. It's a little too pink. They taste funny. Not bad, they just taste different. Not what you would expect from a lip product. All right, let's see. How do I like this? They remind me of those Revlon stain sticks or whatever. I think those got discontinued. I don't know, guys. Kind of don't like it. I feel like I need to do it again. You ready? Yep, I went there. Let's start all over. I don't have any lip products to try for you, so I'm gonna have to go into my stash. This is the best I got. I was under pressure, you guys. I was really nervous. I'm gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk lip liner. So predictable. Ugh, what a difference, right? Then I'm gonna go in with Charlotte Tilbury's B Word Perfect. You guys, the other day I got shamed because I used bad words in an Instagram post. I was so frustrated, you guys. And I'm the first to admit it. If you watch my weekend vlogs, you know how much I need to censor myself because I use bad words a ton. It was one of the hardest things I had to learn when I was growing up in my parents' home. My mom smacked me so much, so often, so hard, chipped a tooth. I mean, she would hit me with whatever she would find because I had the worst mouth. I didn't stop. It's just part of my personality. So with a job like this, I have to be very careful because I don't want to be exclusionary with my vocabulary, right? Prismatic Peach from Milani. So I don't want to be exclusionary with my vocabulary. So I try my best. I used to teach and I could turn it on and off. And so it's something that I know I need to work on. I know it's a weakness of mine. It's an area of improvement of mine. But anyway, I was writing a post and I was saying how frustrated I was. Let me get my hairbrush. I was saying how frustrated I was with, you know, people not following the social distancing rules and things like that. And I was only speaking from experience from what I was seeing in my local neighborhood and stuff like that. And so she went through the trouble of attacking me and saying, you know, I can't be talking about God because I said that in the post. I was like, let go and let God, like give it to God, let God handle it for us. Just stay strong, stay faithful, whatever. And stop hoarding toilet paper or something like that. Stay the aside or something like that. It's on my Instagram still. I didn't erase it. And she proceeded to say that I completely invalidated my message about God when I use foul language and that God frowns upon that and you can't be religious and also use foul language. As far as I'm concerned, my religious belief and what vocabulary or vernacular I choose to use are separate. They're two totally separate things. And so I wanted to reply to her, but I was like, you know what? A lot of us are under extremely high pressure right now. A lot of us are under a lot of stress and maybe she's just having a bad day. So I'm just gonna erase her comment. Well, she comes back and she leaves a link and says something like, this whole thing is a government conspiracy. I'm gonna go out, I'm still going out, and this is just a way of the government to keep us indoors. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna win this argument, so I'll just block you. I'll just block you, and I hope that we are not in the same county. Y'all, the power of makeup. I feel like a new woman. I look at myself in the viewfinder and I'm like, you know, what I'm like, you know, you're kind of feeling yourself. I was like, man, why don't I wear makeup more often? Why have I gotten so comfortable in my life? Is this your cue? You gonna say bye to your friends? Yeah? All right, come here then. Come on. All right, it's time. It's your cue. You wanna put on some lip gloss too? Okay, let's put on some lip gloss. Say bye to your friends. Wanna say bye to your friends? Anyway, you guys, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. If you were looking for some product recommendations, I would say those two KOSAS products. And I wanted to update you guys because I included it in a haul in a vlog I would say like a month ago. I wanted to update you guys. It is a very high maintenance product. It does require a learning curve. And I think in times like this, the last thing you want to do is like use a finicky product. So unless you have severely dry skin or you have really good complexion and you don't have much to cover, I would just skip on those two products. But the little baby palettes from e.l.f., if you can get every color, get every color. If you can take advantage of a sale, take advantage of a sale. Also, if you guys are quarantining right now, you can do in-store pickup or drive-up pickup at Target and get them, and you don't even have to get out of your car. Bad advice, those are non-essentials anyway. Just wanted to throw that out there. So if you wanted something that was like super awesome, definitely those palettes. If you want a really good drugstore highlighter palette because you're all about this light bulb trend, definitely the Strobe Shimmer and Strobe palette from Flower Beauty. And I've always talked about Pillow Talk and Bitch Perfect from Charlotte Tilbury. These are holy grail status for me. These lip glosses were a recent find of mine. And by recent, I mean in the last maybe 6 months. The Milani Keep It Full lip glosses are amazing. Actually, no, maybe a year ago. I remember because I was doing a Walmart video and I was like, you guys need to go out and you need to get the rose shade. It is awesome. It's a purse lip gloss. I may have proceeded to get every other color, but that's besides the point here. The point is, thank you guys for being supportive of this channel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for continuing to make your requests on makeup videos. I know it's easy to get lost in the shuffle and to focus on like what's going on right now and just kind of forgetting how to have fun. And for me, you guys remind me that makeup is fun for me, that makeup is yoga for me. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel prettier. It's a distraction, definitely, from the day-to-day, boring, monotonous activities. So thank you guys for insisting that I bring back content like this because I know for sure it is something that just makes me feel better. And not necessarily in a confidence kind of way, just makes me feel better in general. So makeup is definitely a healthy distraction right now. So all the products that I use will be listed and linked in the description box below in case you guys wanted to check them out yourselves. Please don't forget that if you enjoyed your time here, if you enjoyed the chit chat and you don't want to miss a post, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications and become a panda because it's pretty cool around here. I mean, it's very lighthearted. We make a lot of mistakes and on occasion we drop an F-bomb. That's just how it works. And you always get to see my dogs in the background, especially in a little diaper. So the double says thank you for tuning in to watch my diaper. And I think that's it. I love you guys so much and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye guys!